Yo, 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 what's going on, man? Today is May the 11th. Happy Mother's Day. The ChrisBeCappinn Mother's Day show is on this beautiful Sunday. We appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Only two games on the board for today, NBA playoffs, game number fours. We got some number one seeds looking to bounce back. So let's jump into it. We always start, though, with where we ended, which was yesterday. Yesterday, two plays for me. Love the Celtics. Talked about Celtics on the show. First quarter, first half, full game. I decided to go first half. There was a winner. If you decided to go first quarter, there was a winner. If you decided to go full game, there was a winner. Minnesota -5 ended up being a push. Shout out to Kuminga for hitting the meaningless three-pointer to make sure that we did not win that bet. Neither here nor there, man. Neither here nor there. Water under the bridge at this juncture. So yeah, plus 0.87 units, almost make a unit yesterday. Boston -4 in the first half was a unit play for me to win 0.87 units. Hopefully you guys made some money as well. Hopefully we can replicate that like we've been doing throughout the playoff season after a little 0-2 day on Friday to continue moving in the right direction, man. Big Linwood says Cavs and OKC win today. Looking at Garland over his points. What up, Steven? Says top of the morning. Pacers plus the points done the money line. 77 figures says great morning. Kaminga is on a wanted poster this morning. He's a demon for that late three. Boy, you talk about meaningless, boy. Boy. That's how it happens, though. That's how it happens, man. Timberwolves should have took care of their business. It shouldn't even been that close in the first place, though. The talent discrepancy that was on the floor shouldn't even been that close. Even though I knew Golden State was going to throw everything that they had at them. But that's the way it goes, man. What up, Justin? Appreciate you for tapping in. Good morning, 929 Dima. What up, Brian? Appreciate you for tapping in. It says ugly 3/4 of basketball by Minnesota. Sometimes they can look so bad. Let's get it today. Yeah, I mean, like, but they had like a 10-point lead, 9-point lead in the first quarter. They end up like the game being tied. They went up again in the second quarter. They end up losing the first half. But that first half under did cash too. We talked about 97.5 staying under Timberwolves, and bruh. All right, it's whatever, man. Good morning, Algina. Appreciate you for tapping in. Says Denver team total under 110. Maybe we'll talk about that. What up, Dom? Says happy Sunday, Chris in chat. He says I take back what I said about Holly not speaking to the media. The decision came from the higher ups, and come to find out, quite a few Pacer players didn't address the media. I was looking for some quotes. I couldn't find them either, Doms. What up? Can't stop, says T-Wolves dead to me. What up, man? At your own risk. Good morning, man. What up, Chad? Appreciate you for tapping in as always. Yeah, I thought they could win it with defense too, Justin. Thought they could win it with defense, man. The Warriors have, I mean, Kuminga don't hit that three, it is even worse, right? So knew it would be played with pretty slow pace. 98 is a lot when you're without Steph. This is one of the worst offensive rated teams in the NBA without Steph Curry. So, yeah, what up, Kev? Appreciate you for tapping in. Good morning, Corey. Peace, Truth. He says he likes Chet double-double, Wiggins 10 points, Tyrese Halliburton double-double, Donovan Mitchell points, rebounds, and assists, and Evan Mobley to go get a double-double as well. Under 201.5, barely, but I think it did stay under, right? Yeah, I think it barely stayed under. All right, cool. All right, let's jump into the two games we got on the board for today. jaXon, we'll start with, as we always do. Yesterday, jaXon handed out two plays. I don't think I had a total for you guys yesterday. Maybe I did. Let me know if I had a total yesterday. I don't think I did, though. I think I just talked about the player props, which was 1 over, 1 under. Porzingis over his 3.5 boards was a winner. And then Derek White under his, I think it was points plus assists, points plus rebounds, whatever that number was 20.5, and that was not a winning bet. Derek White did go over his 20.5 pretty easily as well. His points plus rebounds or points plus assists, I can't remember what the number was. So 1-1 day for jaXon. Today, similar prompt, right? What is the best two-player props in the NBA based on playoff stats? jaXon tells me that it likes Darius Garland up and over his points prop at 15.5. It says Garland has hit the over this. He's over this line in 80% of his last 5 games, 80% of his last 10 games, averaging 22 and 19 in those 5 and 10 games respectively. Against the Pacers this season, he has a 66% hit rate, averaging 18 points per game. Pacers ranked 19th versus point guard position, indicating a favorable matchup for Garland on the road this season. Garland's hit the number in 73.68% of his games, averaging 18.68 points, 19.68 points. So yeah, jaXon likes Darius Garland in this matchup. Second game back for him. We'll see how efficient and effective he can be. Also likes Russell Westbrook over his points, rebounds, and assists. Line at 18.5. Says he's hit the over in 80% of his last 5 games, 80% of his last 10 games, 23.2 and 21.2 combined points, rebounds, and assists in those 2 time frames. Against the Thunder, 71% hit rate to this line, averaging 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists combined at the crib, or jaXon says at home. Westbrook has been even better, hitting the line in 78% of the time, with the average of 24.88 combined points, rebounds, and assists. The Thunder ranked 3rd in defense versus the point guard position, but Westbrook's recent form and home court advantage make it a strong play for today. So jaXon likes those 2 player props, 2 overs today, no unders. Darius Garland up and over 15.5 points, and Russell Westbrook over 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists for jaXon today. All right, I didn't make either one of those plays. I actually don't even have a player prop play that I have made today. But let's jump into it. So first game up, let's go over, get into some action. We got the Thunder on the road again, laying 6.5 points. Laying 6.5 points in Denver. Looking to tie the series up now. You still can get a 6 right now if you like it. If you like the 6 at DraftKings, you can also. Yeah, it looks like everywhere else got 6.5 though. And this line, when it reopened the other night, when it reopened on Friday night, it did open at 5.5. And odds makers have, well, not odds makers, but sharp bettors have quickly jumped on OKC to push this from 5.5 to 6 to now 6.5, like we're talking about. The total opened as low as 222. Got bet up to 227. Looks like 227.5 is still the consensus right now. So let's jump into the matchup, and I want to take you guys along the ride real quick. So here I have some game stats that you can see this is from the last game, right? Couple things of note here. Game 3's pace was a lot slower than the first 2 games. So just 94.4 possessions per team. OKC was held to an effective field goal percentage of 42.8, even though they dominated the offensive glass. 29% offensive rebound rate, which we'll talk about a little bit more in a second. Their offensive rating was a 99.8, by far their lowest in the playoffs. It's actually I went back and looked at this. It was the second lowest offensive rating that they've had in the season. You got to go all the way back to the first week of basketball, October the 26th, when they played against the Chicago Bulls. I think they had an offensive rating of like a 98 in that game, but they had a defensive rating of like 82. So it was a super low scoring game. So this was by far the worst game that they've had, in a very, very long time. They shot just 26% from the 3-point line, which you can see here. Hold on, make sure I got this right. Yeah, that's right. All right. Yeah, shot 25.7% from the 3-point line. SGA, Chet, Lou Dort combined to go 2 for 16 from the 3-point line. OKC also the best free throw shooting team in the league. They shot 82% during the regular season. Shot 68% from the free throw line in game number 3. So, all right. Immediately, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, all right, well, we should see some offensive aggression for the Oklahoma City Thunder. But a couple things of note here. One, they're off an overtime game. We know teams overtime can take a lot out of you, especially when you only score 2 points in overtime. It can definitely take a lot out of you in the next game. Here's the scary part for me, because I faded Denver. I faded Denver in game number 7, right? Remember, I had the Thunder I had the Clippers ticket for them to win the series at plus 150. I let it ride, right? Then we see what Denver is able to do in game number 1 in this series. And I'm like, all right, I guess we got to start giving Denver a little bit of respect. After watching game 3, after watching game 3, like I can't lay with OKC no more. I know it's a nice little bounce back spot for him. I can't lay points with OKC anymore. I'm not going to. They're gonna have to show me. And will they get the job done today? Maybe. If they do, kudos to them. I played them. I didn't play the full game last game. I laid the 1.5 in the second quarter, which I think is still a winning proposition today. Just because we lost that bet on Friday, I don't think it's necessarily mean it's gonna be a loser today. But here's some scary parts about liking OKC today. Just bear with me. Stay with me. So We look at the offensive rebounds, right? And it's right here. If you're following along, right here, 18.5, 18 to 5. They won the offensive rebound, or plus 13 on the offensive glass. They won the rebounding battle in general, plus 6, plus 5 on the rebound, 54 to 49. They were plus 5 in turnovers. They were plus 4 in points off turnovers. They were plus 7 in transition points. They were plus 24 in points in the paint. They held Joker to 8 for 25 from the field, 0 for 10 from the three-point line, and still lost the game. Still lost the game. Yeah, that's enough for me to be like, you know what, I'm gonna pump the brakes, because even if I'm expecting them to shoot the basketball a little bit better, do I expect them to win all of these categories in the fashion that they want them in? I don't think so. I don't think so. So yeah, I'm chilling on the spread, man. I think I'll talk about what I would play if I had to play it. Now I'll tell you guys a little bit about the total real quick. So transition there. OKC off a game where they shot less than 30% this season. They were 12-3 straight up, 10-4-1 against the spread. They were 10-5 to the over in their next game as well. So they typically do bounce back off a bad shooting game. Denver is also 3-0 to the over when they're facing the same team that they previously faced if they won the previous matchup as a dog, right? So when as a dog, face the same team, next game typically goes over. They're allowing an average of 68 points in the first half, 125 for the full game. It's only been three occurrences this season, but Denver typically does not play the same level of defense that they did if they're playing against the same team and they previously won the game as a dog. Overall trends, road favorites in game fours that are down 2-1 are 16-8 straight up, 12-9-3 against the spread, 18-6 to the under, which is what confuses me a little bit about the total here. Road favorites in game fours who previously lost as a favorite, 23-18-3 against the number. That's 56%. And also 24-19-1 to the under as well. Road favorites in game fours who previously lost as a favorite and the game went under, 16-5 to the under, 71%. So I'm a little conflicted on the total here. Think the game will be played a little bit faster, but Denver was able to win the grinded out style game as well. So yeah, I'm not really sure what to do. I think if I had to make a bet, I would just run back what I bet in the last game, which was OKC second quarter, and the handicap on that, it lost by I think by 2 points. They lost the second quarter, even though they won the first quarter. The handicap on that would be to just rinse and repeat, even though it lost the last one. Just thinking that they don't want to go down 3-1, I guess. Thinking that the non-Jokic minutes should be dominated by the second unit of the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think OKC shoots the ball a little bit better. It was a terrible shooting day. That lends itself to an over, in my opinion. I think that this one can go up and over to 227. There's some 227s out there. So if I had a bet, it would be OKC minus the 1.5 in the second quarter specifically. Because I just, man, you hold Jokic to 8 for 25 and 0 for 10 from the 3-point line and still find a way to lose. It's hard. It's hard, man. Of course, SGA had a terrible game. Should be maybe it's a nice little bounce back spot for him. But OKC's at the point now where they're gonna have to show me. Denver got the more playoff, vets. They're the team that's won a championship with their core pieces rather than OKC. OKC was the best team by far in the regular season. It's not even close. But some head scratching moments for OKC, in my opinion, in the playoffs so far. So I think I'm all for OKC. They're gonna have to show me before I bet on them again. Let's see what you guys are thinking about this one. Did some talking for a while. Let's see what you guys are thinking. Let's see. What up, Peasy? Yeah, brutal loss last night, man. I got the 5, so it's a push, but boy. What up, Cup of Joe says, morning, people. Morning, Chris. Down 7 units without a win yesterday. Ooh, let's get it. Let's get a W blindly on the over. I can see over. Better John Red says, I took Goat Brook. My fault. Westbrook over 14.5 points plus assists. He's averaging 17.5 against the Thunder. Okay. Chris says, thanks yesterday, Chris. I won first half on Boston and Wolves +2 live bet. So, Kurt, I'm glad you mentioned that. And it might be something that we look at in the next game as well. Remember, I said on the show yesterday, I said if you could find a a Minnesota second half spread because I knew that Golden State was going to give all they had in the first half. And I thought that, over the course of the 48 minutes, you typically going to see the best team kind of rise to the top over the course of the 48 minutes, especially with Minnesota already losing game one. I thought that they really needed the game yesterday. That was one of the parts of the handicap that I like. So if you bet second half, even before the game started, you definitely won. But I'm glad you got it back yesterday, Kurt. Dom says he played Nuggets team total under 111.5. I played the under 113.5 in game 3 as well, even with OT back to the well again. Yeah, Nuggets team total under, I guess makes sense. We look at the numbers here, right? Let's see. You got the Denver Nuggets shooting 46% from the field, 40% from the 3-point line. The regression is probably going to come from who? Michael Porter Jr. I know he shot the ball really well. Jamal Murray had a good offensive game. And I don't know, man, the clutch gene of Aaron Gordon, who always find a way to send the team to overtime or win the game for him in these last 5 or 6 games, has been kind of crazy, man. Aaron Gordon had 22 points on 7 for 11 shooting, shot 4 for 6 from the 3-point line. Michael Porter Jr. had 21. He shot 5 for 6 from the 3-point line. Jamal Murray shot 9 for 19. He shot 27 points, 2 for 5 from the 3-point line. Their bench didn't really do much. Russell Westbrook and Peyton Watson combined for 15 points. I just think, I guess you do. Even with aggression, with some regression from those guys, Jokic is going to have a much better game than 20 points, 16 boards, and 6 assists. 8 for 25, I don't think will happen again with Jokic. I just don't see that one happening again. But yeah, I hope you cash it, Dom. I do hope you cash it. Let's see what's the best number you can get right now for a team total. And it did cash in the last one. You can get 110.5 right now. Dom's got the better of the number, but minus 108 on FanDuel. If you want to play that team total under. What up, Prolific says C's first half and Wolves first quarter under. We got Scott Foster working his magic yesterday. Okay. Adam likes Denver team total under as well. Brian says I'm taking the points today, both games, and I think it's a dog day. Okay. Nuggets money line. I don't like it though, RR says. Okay. Dom's like OKC early. Seems like they're good until the game slows, which usually happens in the second half. Makes sense. They didn't cover the first half. They did cover the first half last game, I think. They covered the first quarter, didn't cover the second though. Chad says Nuggets have the playoff experience and the elevation. We understand the chicken nuggets. We underestimating the chicken nuggets. Denver plus 6.5 for 77 figures as well. Says top play. Can't see Jalen Williams playing any better than he did in game 3. Should be some regression for SGA, though. They also didn't get much from their bench. This is one of the better benches in the NBA. But it should be a lot of positive offensive regression for OKC, though. OKC team total over 117.5 for PZ. OKC coach is on the hot seat. He will be fired if they lose today, 77 figure says. MPJ points might be a fade today. Bro is in real pain, and I can't see him repeating that 21-point performance. Drop it, Dom says. So it's funny you mentioned this, Dom. I was actually listening to his post-game interview when I woke up this morning, and I was thinking that he was getting an injection in that arm. And he was actually saying that it's not an injection. It's actually just some numbing cream that they put on there because they told him it would be a 4 to 6 week recovery period if he went ahead and had the surgery. He was like, that's not an option. So they just numb it up real good. I don't think he's going to be in pain, if I'm being honest now. Now, could we see regression, whether he's in pain or not? Absolutely. But I don't think he's going to be in any pain at all. Like, they numb that bad boy up real good for him. So he be like, he out there like he just, going through the motions. What up, Ashton? Says, good morning, Chris. Been rocking with you for a while. Just never on the live. Appreciate your work, man. That hook Kuminga covered got me last night, too. But still made some money on the other things on here. I'm glad you made some money, Ashton, for sure. Appreciate you for rocking with me, man. Always appreciate the love. Appreciate everybody for rocking with me. Yeah, I didn't lose the bet though because we got the 5, not the 5.5. But yeah, shout out to Kuminga for going 3 for 4 last night instead of 2 for 3 from the 3-point line, man. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus. What up, Mark? Says I will play OKC second quarter once my book posted. Yeah, I see 1.5 right now, Mark. I got it in the chamber. I haven't hit the button quite yet, though. Maurice says KPJ under 12.5. He's taking shots in that knee, in that bad knee. SGA over for Justin. No plus money. 33 though is what he thinks SGA ends with tonight. Adam says SGA over his boards. Mark says he like Jokic to hit 2 threes. Adam says he already bet Jokic 3-pointers up to 4. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's move over. We did pretty good work there, it feels like to me. Next game up, last game on the board, Cavs and Pacers. This line is now up to 5 in favor of the Cavs. The total is 230.5. Looks like it is moving. Still moving north up to 231, it looks like. This reopened with the Cavs laying 4. Since then, the money has come in on the Cavs, pushed this up to 5, back down to 4.5, back up to 5 again. And total open 231, went down to 230, and now back, like I said, back up, kind of right in the middle of 230.5. But you can still get a 231 depending on how you want to play the total. So this one was a little bit simpler for me. Not that I bet it, but it was a little bit more simple. I don't even know. Simpler a word? I don't know if simpler is a word. Simpler. Is that a word? Somebody tell me if simpler is a word. I think simpler is a word. Anyway, Cavs and Pacers here. So we saw what happened in game 3, right? Cavs backs against the wall on the road. We played first quarter. They let Shepard hit the 3 with no time left to tie the game at 32-32, and I lost the bet in that game. Cavs, of course, dominate the second quarter, though. Play pretty good in the third and fourth quarter as well. They win the game in blowout fashion. So a lot of things to talk about here, but even though it's pretty quick. So I got the numbers on the board, so you got on the screen so you guys can see them. A couple things jump out to me here. So first thing is, I think the Cavs will continue to be able to score the basketball. They scored 126 points. It was 126 to 104 with all the guys back, and they're all off the injury report. Nobody's on the injury report for either team in any of the games. So all 4 teams have a clean injury report for today. This is the best offensive rated team. We talked about it on Friday. Best offensive rated team on the road in the league. They had a crazy offensive rating. Nobody was even close to them. I think looking at the box score here, we can see that the Pacers shot 43.8% from the field, only 9 for 30 from the 3-point line, 30% from the 3-point line. We know the Cavs played a lot of zone. Pacers looked like they had never played against a zone in their lives. Like it just slowed the game down a ton. So I think the Pacers will work on that. I think they'll make the adjustments. I think that the Cavs won't be able to play as much zone. I think the Pacers will try to get out and push pace. You can see here the biggest discrepancy in the game, in my opinion, is not even the rebounding, which was 56 to 37, 18 to 4 on the offensive glass. To me, the biggest discrepancy comes on that first line. Look at the field goal attempts. 100 for the Cavs and 80 for the Pacers. Whenever a team's taking 20 more shots than you, they probably going to beat you. Like that, I mean, that's pretty common math, especially if they're making them and you guys are shooting the same percentage, right? So 42% to 44%. Pacers actually shot better. They just didn't get enough shots. Cavs shot 17 more threes, and a lot of that was due to the rebounding. You can see there 18 to 4 on the offensive glass, 56 to 37 on overall from rebounding as well. And then everything else kind of smoothed itself out. The Cavs did give up 21 points off the turnovers to the Pacers only 16. Cavs, like I said, number 1 offensive rated team in the league on the road. I think Indy shoots the 3-point shot a lot better. 9 for 30 isn't going to cut it. I also think that the Pacers, now granted, the Pacers are not a good rebounding team. I think they're probably the worst rebounding team left in the NBA. But then, like, getting out rebounded by 19 to me was more of a desperation for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't think that that's going to happen again. So I do think the Pacers get more points. I do think the Cavs can continue to run and push the pace as well. I think we see over. Cavs, the crazy thing here as well, look at the 3-point shooting. The Cavs shot just 30% from the 3-point line, 28.9% from the 3-point line, still got to 126 points. I think the Pacers can contribute more than 104, and I think we see the Cavs get to about 118, 119 again as well. So I like over. I think this game goes up and over 230 and a half. Haven't bet it yet, but that's the way that I want to play it. I want to play over. I want to stay away from the side. I do think the Cavs win this game. Will it be by 5? I'm not quite sure. I do think the Cavs are the better team. And the Cavs need this game. Even though you won the first one, you still no, you can't let up now. You go down 3-1 and it's still over. So I do think the Cavs win this game. Not sure if it'll be by 5 or not. But yeah, there are a couple 5s that's still out here. I guess if I had to play it, I would go Cavs minus the 5, but I probably won't play that. I'll probably just play over. I think it goes up and over 230.5. Let's see what you guys are thinking. And if y'all got any questions on player props, I can look into a couple real quick before I jump off here as well. Let's see. What are you guys thinking here? Maurice says both games under. I don't know if I agree with that. Justin says he think it might be a blowout coming soon. Okay. Maxi over his 9.5 assists, Pacers plus 5.5. Maurice. Jazz says, yeah, bro, simpler is an adjective. English class with Chris, man. Chris be teaching English class. Chris be learning. Over for Mark as well. Dom says Pacers look like an AAU team when the Cavs hit them with that 3-2 zone in the second quarter. That's a fact. Boys look like they had never seen that in their life. Which tells you a lot about the Cavs guards not being able to stay in front of the dribble penetration for the Indiana Pacers. Maurice says more games to play in the series makes everything more serious. Makes everything more serious under in the games today. Over on the Cavs team total for Adam. Bet at your own risk, says Pascal Siakam under his 21.5 points and assists. He's averaged 17 last 5 games and it's 7-3 to the under against the Cavs in 10 games. I'm gonna look at that real quick. Bet at your own risk. Let's go through a couple more comments real quick, but I want to look at that. Fact check you real quick. I believe you, but let's see. Peasy says Cavs minus 5. Highly double-double. We're looking to highly double-double as well. Shout out to Fergus. Appreciate you for joining as a member, Daryl. Adam says game is going over. Porter under 12.5 points. That shoulder isn't getting any better, Mark says. Going back to that last game. DJ Prop says, what up, DJ? Hope all is well, bro. He says, think Garland bounces back today. His over points and assists. It could be, man. Donovan Mitchell, shoulders gotta be overdrive with how much he's been having to carry that team. Like first player in NBA history in quite a while to have 30-point game in all 3 games or something, 40, something like that. I saw a stat. So yeah, if Garland can stay out of foul trouble, because he did pick up 4 fouls in the first half. Yeah, it should be Darius Garland being able to penetrate and get into the line as well. Dom says, did some digging? Holly has had single-digit points 12 times this season. He's bounced back 9 times to score over 17.5, which is his points prop today. Okay. Carlos said, do you think the Knicks win the next one? Gotta wait and see, Carlos. Gotta wait and see, man. Adam says, do you think Mathurin scores again? Mathurin's been locked in, man. He's been red hot in the playoffs. Red hot has Benedict Mathurin been, it feels like, in the playoffs. Let's go over to Outlier real quick and look at a couple of these props that you guys are talking about. Bet at your own risk. I want to go with his one first. And this is Outlier for people that are new. Link in the description as always. 7-day free trial if you guys are interested in signing up. So bet at your own risk says Pascal Siakam under today. Let's see what Siakam. So Siakam's probably going to end up drawing Evan Mobley, who's the defensive player of the year. I don't have to tell you how good his defense has been. So points plus assists for Pascal Siakam. Whoa, okay. So a couple things to like here. If you do like the under, is the trend, of course, of him going under in 4 straight games, even back to the Bucks series. What you don't like is that it's been right on the nose. I mean, 21 in a couple of these games, so this line feels super sharp here. It opened 20.5. You can see that it got bet up to 21.5, back down to 20.5, back up to 21.5. Okay, so those are things I initially like to look at. I also want to see his field goal attempts. I always like to look at points first. So 15, 14 in 2 of the 3 games so far in this series. He is shooting 40, 63, and 57%, 8, 5, and 6 shots made. So 15 and 14 and 8 shot attempts. Okay. All right. We go look at his assists. 4, 4, and 6. His potentials are not quite there. What is his assist prop by itself? 2.5. Whoa. Okay, that's super low. But if I'm looking at just four potential assists, I would probably be looking. I mean, I know he has a 6 here, but I'm probably looking at under. Because if you're only getting 4 assists, 4 potential assists, the odds that you convert 75% of them is probably going to be slim to none. So at 2.5, though, that feels about right. And it's juiced to the over. You can see minus 148 here. So points plus assists. Yeah, I don't think I feel really strongly. I don't think I feel really strong about it either way. I hope you cash it, though. I do hope you cash it, bet at your own risk. Next one was Tyrese Halliburton double-double by Fergus here. Let's go look at Hallie real quick. So Hallie double-double. Let's see. Double-double. So Halliburton double-double. All right. So one double-double. He got a double-double in the first game. Didn't get one in the second. Didn't get one in the third. All right. That's listed here. All right. Let's go through and look at these. So we know the minutes are going to be there. The only reason he played 30 in the last game because they got smoked. Potential assists. Ooh, they've dropped a lot. Game 1, he had 19. Game 2 and 3, only 11 and 10. That automatically puts me off. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want nothing to do with it. Because if you're only getting 10 and 11 potential assists, you need to convert 100% of these, and you need to convert 90, what is that? Probably 90, a lot. A really high number if you're only getting the potentials. Now, the points should be there. I'm not really worried about the points, but yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I wish you best of luck, Fergus, but I'm not going to be with you. 4 and 5 assists in his last 2 games. Cavs backs against the wall. Yeah, Cavs were 5th best defense in the NBA. Not sure how many assists they gave up, but I think we see their best another really good defensive performance from the Cavs. Or from an assist perspective, I think they limit. Probably switch up a lot between the zone and the man today, again, to kind of keep the Pacers offense at bay. But I still think the Pacers going to score more than 104 points. So I don't like that one as much at all. Let's see. Last one. Adam says, do you think Mathurin scores again? So let's go to Mr. Benedict Mathurin real quick. All right. So Mathurin scored. Mathurin been hooping, man. Look at this. So first game, he only had 11, 19 and 23 in the next 2 games. Fouls, 4 and 4. These are things that can break your rhythm, right? You don't want a guy that's getting a whole bunch of fouls. Benedict Mathurin I know he's still young, but he gotta mature in front of our eyes if you want to bet on Benedict Mathurin, in my opinion. All right, so we look at his field goal attempts. Shooting the ball a lot, 10, 10, and 11 times, 40, 60, and 55%, 4, 6, and 6 field goals made. Only 27% from the 3-point line. And these are his last 10 games. Let's just go last 5. Okay. All right. So yeah, 5, 3, and 8 attempts from the 3-point line, 60%, 33%, and 38%. So if I'm looking at this, I would see what I say. Just field goal attempts in general are 10 plus field goal attempts for Benedict Mathurin this season. Let's see. Benedict Mathurin points, 13 and a half, 10 plus field goal attempts. Yeah, Benedict Mathurin should be bet on today. Yeah, if I cross-reference this with another resource that I use, if Benedict Mathurin shoots the ball 10 times or more this season, he has gone up and over his points prop in 17 of those 20 games, averaging 19.6 points per game. So it definitely could be a nice little bounce back for Benedict Mathurin. I know Aaron Neesmith was somebody I talked about in the last game. Glad I didn't play him. He shot 1 for 4 from the field, only 27 minutes was fine, but only 1 for 4 from the field, 1 for 4 from the 3-point line, and 3 for 7 from the field in general. So field goal attempts came crashing down. I think I would probably look for Aaron Nesmith to bounce back. I don't think he's in necessarily a bad spot today either. I think he was due for some regression. He regressed, and now I probably would go back to a Benedict Mathurin if I was playing a player prop in this game. But I kind of feel indifferent about player props in this game specifically. I just think we're gonna see some more points. So that's my thought. Y'all saying anything else? What up, Charles? Appreciate you for tapping in, bro. Tyrese says, thanks, Chris, for the show. Money Making Sunday. We need it. We need it, Tyrese. Appreciate you for tapping in, bro. Let's see. Fahrenheit. What up, bro? Hope all is well with you. Appreciate the love. No, that's a fact, Drew. He says, peace, Chris. I think Mitch starts to wear down. Bench play will be big tomorrow. Will be big today. I agree. I do. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell eventually gonna wear down, right? Pace has got to do something. He looked like he on a mission though. Like he on a mission. Adam says he likes Garland to get 20. Parlay JV says he likes Denver plus 5.5. Cleveland minus 5.5. One favorite, one dog. Appreciate you for tapping in, PZ. Let's jump into a quick recap. Did pretty long video. I haven't bet anything yet, but if I do play, I will be on OKC second quarter specifically, minus the 1.5 when Jokic comes off the floor, thinking that they bounce back. Should be a really good first half. I think I agree with what Dom says. He said when the pace slows down, they just haven't been as good. I want to go back to that comment real quick because I do agree with Dom here. He says, seems like they are good until the game slows down, which usually happens in the second half. And I think OKC wins the second quarter. I just haven't bet it yet. Cleveland, Indiana, I do think both teams will be able to score. 230.5s look like they're evaporating, but there are some 230.5 still available, up to 231 on most books. Like I said, Denver, OKC got to show me. OKC got to show me. I'm not betting Denver though, but OKC got to show me. Could they? They absolutely could. I need to see it, man. I need to see it. I lean OKC, probably team total over, thinking that they bounce back and can score the basketball over 16.5 or whatever that number is. And then Cleveland, Indiana, I think I would be laying the 5 before I'm taking the 5, but I haven't played that game either. So yeah, kind of feeling different. We'll be back tomorrow with the game 4s between Boston, New York, and Minnesota and Golden State tomorrow, back in the morning. Go hug your mother, kiss your mother. If you're not, with your mom. Send her a text message, show her some love, FaceTime her, all that good stuff, man. Resources as always are here for people that are interested. Check jaXon out if you're interested. Link in the description. Same thing for Outlier, Moneyballer, and OddsJam as well. Real quick on Moneyballer, that first half under 97.5 between Minnesota and Golden State yesterday, that was a full Moneyballer play. I already knew the numbers in my mind, but I needed to verify them. And Moneyballer, one of the only websites you're going to be able to find stuff like that from. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go back and watch yesterday's video. You can even skip the chapter to, the Minnesota Golden State game. But I didn't even bet it. But yeah, it won't even sweaty either. Nice little under bet yesterday in that game. Also check that other link out in the description as well if you're looking for new sports books. Nice way to show some appreciation to the show, using that link to sign up for a new sports book. Check out those bonuses that are available using that link as well, man. And that'll be it, man. Happy Mother's Day to the moms again. Drop the show in the chat to the group, in the group chat, to the moms, to the bros, to the dads as well, to the cousins, all that good stuff, man. Appreciate you all for tuning in. Best of luck on whatever it is you guys are betting. I will catch you guys in the morning, man. Enjoy the Sunday.